When thinking about a few of the gems in the branch of Indian temple architecture and art history, the life of Madhusudan Amilala Dhaky comes into the light. Born on the 31st of July 1927 in the Dhaky village of the Porbandar region of Gujarat, he rose to prominence as a scholar and an architecture and art historian. Their family name, Dhaky, was received as an honor by his father, Shri Amilala Jeevanbhai Dhaky. Dhaky's first encounter with the arts was through a magazine called Kumar by Ravi Shankar Rawar, revolving around the fine arts, and so began his journey of exploration into the world of Indian art and architecture. His passion for this took him to the Fergusson College in Pune for further education. In the year 1948, he received his degree in geology and chemistry. Despite being a science personage, his enthusiasm and affection for art history, portraits, archaeology raised him to the pedestal of being an expert in the general field of Indology. This dedication took him so far as to establishing an archaeological research group in Porbandar. Through his readings, and particularly through books by Percy Brown, his interest in Indian architecture peaked. He learnt about the local monuments in Porbandar region through Archaeology of Gujarat by H.D. Sankliya. In the 60s, he commenced his work on the Solanki architecture and penned his first significant monograph on the chronology of Solanki temples of Gujarat. The turning point of his career came when he joined the Junagadh Museum as the curator and archaeology officer, as this is where he was introduced to his mentor, Professor B. Subbarao, and later he went along with him for an excavation in Patan, Gujarat. Moti Chandra was the one who saw Dhaky's potential and showed him the path to the American Academy of Benares, later known as the American Institute of Indian Studies. During his research on the post-7th century temple architecture in Gujarat and Rajasthan, he noticed a completely new style of architecture, which he named Marugurjar. The Marugurjar style was a hybrid of two styles, the Mahagurjar style connected with the Saurashtra region and the Mahamaru style in Rajasthan. He always saw medieval and early medieval Indian architecture from a unique lens, and so he explained that this hybrid came into place due to the migration of commercial artists from Rajasthan to Gujarat. Dhaky personally preferred regional affiliation over dynastic affiliation. It is a very common thought to link the local architecture style to the dynasty in that region, but Dhaky said that we use this thought process because it is convenient for us, but what should hold the foremost importance is the regional common population. In the year 1976, Dhaky became the research director of the American Institute of Indian Studies, and eventually, in 1996, he was appointed as the Professor of Indian Art and Archaeology in the LD Institute of Ahmedabad. His position and his knowledge was recognized globally, and soon he became a supervisor and advisor for doctoral theses on Indian art and architecture at universities not only in India but in London and Berlin too. Even after his retirement in 1996, he stayed in Gurgaon till 2005 and held the position of Emeritus Director. Dhaky had a unique perspective when it came to dating monuments. He believed in using art historic tools to determine the date of any monument, and the application of this approach is visible in two sharply penned research papers. One, The Riddle of the Temple of Somnath, and The Dancing Hall at the Sun Temple of Modhera. He used stylistic and environmental realities and inscriptional studies to date Somnath, while stylistically differentiating the two construction phases of the Modhera Sun Temple. Dhaky received several awards for his work, his knowledge, his advice, and his invaluable contributions to the various fields. The most notable among these awards is the Padma Bhushan Award, conferred on him by the President of India in 2010. In 2016, the felicitation volume of Professor Dhaky, called the Prasadanidhi, was published. Professor Dhaky passed away post a brief illness in 2016, but his work and his life will never be forgotten.